Phew, I think that is the main word I could use to actually sum up my reaction to that game, to that result, to that performance, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not going to dismiss the fact that we did win. We did get 3 points, which is huge for us considering the record we have had in recent weeks, and we're back to winning ways now. A massive win. We won ugly, but yeah, overall, when I say ugly, it was really ugly because the performance, as I said, was less than convincing, and yeah, we're just going to try and analyse this game best I can, because Chelsea matches, especially nowadays, are actually extremely hard to analyse, because it's just so, yeah, I don't know what to say really. I mean, I'm actually speechless going into this video. I'm gonna be honest, I think we were actually really lucky to win the match, and of course Anthony Robinson, who did get sent off on the brink of half time, I fully believe that if he was still on the pitch and Fulham finished the game with 11 men, I'm fully convinced that Fulham would have, you know, drawn it, if not won the game, you know, because I actually think Fulham were probably the better side, especially in the first half with 11 men. You know, they were playing the ball around really nicely, some patterns of play, they were attacking very nice, getting the ball into spaces. I mean, Ivan Cavallero missed an absolutely glorious opportunity from a Fulham move in the first half, and yeah, that really should have been Fulham 1-0, but in saying that, Mason Mount did hit the crossbar in the first half with a very good effort as well. And yeah, overall, I think that both sides had their fair share of chances overall, and the red card definitely changed the game because, you know, it gave us the advantage. But even still, when they went down to 10 men, like, we actually didn't even look that much better, if I'm honest. I mean, yeah, we dominated in terms of possession, but that was always going to happen, and Fulham, you know, they were actually really brave to them, in fairness, and I've said this for ages now, Fulham are an extremely brave team, because even when they went down to 10 men, missing a defender as well, by the way, they still, you know, came at Chelsea, still tried to create chances. They didn't just sit back with 10 men behind the ball and try and play for a draw. They actually tried to attack us, and in the end, you know, I think we were actually really lucky to get away with that win. But yeah, Mason Mount's goal, the difference, and I really want to praise Mason Mount, because even before he scored the goal, I actually thought his performance was very good. He was one of the only players actually trying to drive at Fulham, trying to show a bit of passion and trying to create something. But yeah, if you're talking about the best players that Chelsea had on the pitch today, I think you can't look further than Callum Hudson-Odoi. I mean, what does that man have to do to get a start in this Chelsea team? I mean, there was absolute uproar on social media before the game when we saw the lineups when it came out and Callum Hudson-Odoi's name was on the substitutes bench, because for the last 4 or 5 games, even when we've been absolutely terrible, he's been our best player by a country mile. I mean, he got an assist against Man City for the consolation, or a goal against Man City for the consolation. He got an assist against Arsenal for the consolation. Against Aston Villa, he was very good. I don't understand what he has to do to get in this team, because Hakim Ziyech at this moment in time definitely isn't better than him. Christian Pulisic has done okay recently, and I think he was okay tonight at times, but he's definitely not better than Hudson-Odoi at this moment in time, and is probably our best player in the last month or so. And even when he came on today, I thought he changed the game completely. He was absolutely immense. His energy, his fight, his creativity was absolutely second to none, and I think the only reason why we actually came away with 3 points tonight was because of the impact Callum Hudson-Odoi gave us off the bench. Because for Mount's goal, it was Hudson-Odoi that drove down the right hand side, put it across to Chilwell, who you know, was kind of held up a bit. He was trying to take the shot, but got too forced wide, put it into the box. Areola spilled it, and Mount just buried it into the bottom corner. But yeah, that goal was fully made by Hudson-Odoi, and I think, yeah, he really needs to start getting the credit he deserves, and he really should be the first name on the team sheet for that game against Leicester in midweek, because if he doesn't start against Leicester, I don't even know what to think anymore. I really don't. And for those of you who have been watching this channel for a while now, you'll know that I'm a massive fan of Frank Lampard, but one thing I just don't understand with him is that he said that, you know, he said ages ago that the team selections are picked purely on merit of performances, training sessions, etc. And all he's been saying recently about Callum Hudson-Odoi is positive things in terms of training. We know he's performing very well on the pitch, and even still he can't get into his place in the team, which just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. But I think it's absolutely no surprise whatsoever that we had a lot more bite, a lot more conviction going forward when Hudson-Odoi came on, and I just think the first team that started the game, I mean, we all know on Twitter, if you're a Chelsea fan, there was absolute uproar, as I said, on Twitter for the starting 11s when it got released, because, you know, Jorginho starting, not the biggest fan of him at the moment in time, because he does tend to slow the teams down. I think he's very good against teams that, you know, will press you really high, because he's very good at, like, you know, resisting the press. But, and I know Kante was suspended, but I perfectly would have been okay with Gilmour and Kovacic in the midfield pivot with Mount in the attacking midfielder role, because, you know, I just think Gilmour gives you a lot more in terms of going forward, and, you know, just as much defensively as well, if I'm honest. I was kind of surprised that Olivier Giroud played up front in hindsight. I mean, at the start of the game, I was like, this should work out well, because, of course, all we do as Chelsea Football Club this season is just constantly cross into the box to Timo Werner, who's like, what, 5'10", 5'11", so I thought the height of Giroud would really bring out the best in Ziyech tonight, but let's be honest, it really didn't, because I just want to see more from Ziyech, if I'm honest, and I don't really blame him, because I think it is down to the coaching of him and what he's told to do on the pitch, because all he really does is just cross into the box the whole time. I want to see him be able to take players on. I want to be able to see him, you know, take shots from long range. I mean, we saw that at Ajax over his time at Ajax, how he's able to whip them from long range. I don't understand why all he does when he gets the ball is just cross, because it just doesn't work. And all we've done this season is just constantly get the ball wide and cross, get the ball wide and cross. We've never played down the middle whatsoever this season, and that's literally not going to work for Werner at all. And that's one of the main reasons why I think Werner's been so bad this season, because we literally don't play to his strengths whatsoever. What are you expecting crossing into Werner when Germany's literally built for counter-attacking through the middle, with getting in behind the defenders. We don't even do that. Like, what's the actual point in having them there then? And I just think, to be honest, there's so much imbalance in this Chelsea team right now, and I think the players that we have at this moment in time, they aren't clicking at this moment in time. I don't think that they fit into the same system absolutely naturally just yet. Yeah, I just don't know, but I'm acting like we lost the game. We actually won the game somehow, some way, but yeah, it just goes to show how poor we were today, that I'm actually giving out about this performance after a 1-0 win in a West London derby. But yeah, I'd say that win now has spared Frank Lampard's blushes for at least another few days, and yeah, it's a massive game for us at the King Power Stadium on Wednesday night, I think it is, against Leicester. And actually, it's Tuesday night, isn't it? Because yeah, if we lose that, I mean, Frank Lampard's job is seriously on the line. And then next weekend we do have, of course, Luton at home in the FA Cup, and I can't remember who we have after that, but even still, we could have a new manager by that time if Frank Lampard and Chelsea keep going the way they're going. Even though we won tonight, it was really unconvincing. And yeah, if we do lose to Leicester during the week, questions are going to be brought back once again of Frank Lampard and Chelsea Football Club, and yeah, it's going to be a really interesting game, that, because Leicester, of course, are on brilliant form. They've had a great season, and overall, they probably are one of the best teams in the league at this moment in time, and have been for quite some time now. But actually, another player I wanted to talk about as well is Timo Werner. I actually wasn't going to talk about him too much, because I know he came off the bench and he didn't really do much until that absolute sitter he missed in injury time, and I'm sorry, you just can't excuse that, and I just really do feel bad for him, if I'm honest, because he's a player that's confidence has been absolutely shot, and to be honest, he is a bit of a meme at the moment, and that is why I feel bad for him, because it's probably the first time in his career, if not his life, he's been laughed at by so many people on a consistent basis, and I think that he really needs to get his confidence back, or he'll just be the same every single week, if I'm honest. And I said it when he joined as well. The first time I saw him play for Chelsea was in a friendly against Brighton, and I just had that Morata vibe with him. I don't know why, and a lot of you won't believe me, but I actually said it to my brother and a few of my friends. I actually thought that he gave me that Morata vibe, but I just kept my mouth shut because, of course, Morata was so bad for us. I didn't think Werner could be any worse, but it's really going downhill for Werner, and I really do not like it. But yeah, I'm actually going to check where we are in the league table, because I actually have no idea. I've completely lost track of the table at this moment in time, I'm not going to lie, because it doesn't really matter for us at the moment, because we're actually probably on the brink of Europa League football again, which I just cannot deal with if it happens again, but we're going to check the table anyway. Oh, it's probably updated now, isn't it? Let's see where we are in the league table. So we're up to 7th, but Southampton do have a game in hand, and they're actually playing right now against Leicester, and if they do even get a point, they will go ahead of us, so we will probably be 8th unless Leicester do beat Southampton. Even still, Aston Villa have 3 games in hand over us, and even if they win one of them, they go ahead of us, so that could be down to 9th. So yeah, we're really struggling at this moment in time. We really need to start picking up this form, or we will be playing Europa League football at best next season. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I would not be surprised whatsoever if we do end up in the Europa League, and to be honest, I'm losing hope every single day of the week that we will get Champions League football next season, because I just can't see with the way we're playing at this moment in time, and the results that are coming with it as well. We're just boring now. We're really boring. We're stale. We don't have any conviction. We just lack every single element of a football match at this moment in time, and it's really worrying, if I'm honest, considering the money we spent in the summer. But yeah, I suppose all we can do now is hope that things pick up towards the second half of the season, because of course, in that typical Chelsea pattern of the season, of course, after the Christmas period when we do awful, we normally have some win some, lose some, win some, lose some in the second half of the season. So hopefully we can just get a few more wins than losses and get ourselves into that top 4, even though it's extremely unlikely, because City and Liverpool we know for a fact will get it. United will probably get it now. Spurs, I'd say, will pox their way in there, even though they're playing really badly at the moment. Leicester have a better chance than us. Even Everton have a better chance. You could even argue that Arsenal have the same amount of chances at this moment in time, which is absolutely laughable. But yeah, Fulham 0, Chelsea 1 to conclude this video, and this video has actually felt like we lost the game. I'm sorry if this video comes across as really negative, but how can I be positive with the way this football club is going at this moment in time? I think that is where we're going to end this video now. So if you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like. 20 likes as per usual would be massively appreciated by myself, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are now looking to hit 1,300 subscribers as soon as we possibly can, so if you could subscribe to the channel, it costs you absolutely nothing and makes my day. It's a win-win situation, and yeah, I don't know what else to say now really, because even though we won the game, I'm still just really annoyed with the performance, if I'm honest, and the direction this club is going in at this moment in time. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.